Welcome to Sport and Spinal Weekly, brought to you by Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Listen each week for health and wellness programs and ideas, chiropractic information, and helpful tips for a healthier lifestyle. Plus, weekly guests from around the area. It's time for Sport and Spinal Weekly with Dr. Lyle Erickson and the team at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Rita of Living Touch Massage. With spring in the air and yard work to be done, you may end up with a few aches and pains. This would be a good time to experience the benefits of massage and body work.
You can check us out on the web at www.livingtouchmassage.com. To schedule an appointment, call 368-2963. Come, experience the difference.
Living Touch Massage is located just off 5th Street on Meg 7 Court in Bemidji.
Preventing work injuries in the workplace is especially important in this economy when employers need to reduce costs related to work injuries. Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji offers complimentary back safety talks to local businesses with options of complete training and certification, which could potentially reduce workers' compensation claims and insurance costs for employers. If you or your workplace is interested in back safety, please call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji to schedule your back safety talk today.
You're listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Sport and Spinal Weekly here on a Friday, just ahead of the Memorial Weekend, 3-day weekend coming up. And even if the weather isn't cooperative, it's still a 3-day weekend and the kickoff to summer. Dr. Erickson is with us, and will you be doing anything special on your 3-day weekend?
Well, just kind of punching down that honeydew list a little bit. It's a great time to get some of that stuff taken care of, and so yeah, working on that, and maybe hopefully get out on the lake a little bit if the weather cooperates.
Our topic today will be sciatica. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, well, and that is, enlighten us, please.
Well, the sciatica is kind of it is a diagnosis. It is basically leg pain. Typically, sciatica is the pain that you feel that goes down the back of your leg.
Okay.
And it's really inflammation or irritation on the sciatic nerve, which many people have heard of the sciatic nerve. It's the nerve that's kind of starts in the lower back, runs through the buttock region, and then down the back of the leg. And typically sciatic type pain or sciatica is noticed when people are doing different activities that kind of flares their maybe flares their low back pain up, and then it progresses down the leg. Now, usually sciatica doesn't go past the knee, and so that's one of the diagnostic features that we look for. But people with sciatica will have different degrees of pain. Okay. Sometimes the pain will be pretty mild. Other times it's almost like a knife type pain, or almost a real sharp pain, or even a burning sensation down the back of the leg. So sciatica can be very debilitating, but it's something that we can deal with.
Now, is this something that a person develops on their own because of habits, or is this something you inherit from a family member? Or?
Well, there's different causes of sciatica or irritation of the sciatic nerve. We've talked in the past, I know, about disc herniations, and where the disc between the vertebrae in your spine will bulge out.
Right.
And put pressure on part of the nerves in the low back. And part of those nerves will make up the sciatic nerve. And so if you have irritation on parts of those nerves, that can create some sciatica type of pain. That's one of the causes. Another cause can be, we've talked about in the past, is disc degeneration or arthritic changes in the spine. So if the opening where the nerves exit in the spine are smaller than they should be because of arthritic changes, that can irritate portions of that sciatic nerve and cause that pain to go down the leg and cause some sciatica. You can also have irritation of the sciatic nerve from tight muscles in the buttock region. Actually, there's a muscle in the glute region or the buttock region. It's called the piriformis muscle, and the sciatic nerve runs right underneath that piriformis muscle. And so sometimes if that muscle becomes spasmed or real tight, that can cause irritation on that nerve and cause that pain to go down into the leg. There's actually a form of sciatica that's caused for folks who maybe sit in a vehicle for long periods of time.
Okay.
And have a billfold in their back pocket.
But I thought you weren't supposed to put your billfold.
You're not supposed to, but There's actually a diagnosis. It's called billfold sciatica.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
It's billfold sciatica.
Yeah.
Because you had a billfold.
Well, because you were sitting on it, it puts pressure on that nerve and irritates the nerve. So the sciatica, I guess we can call it kind of a junk term. That's it's more of a condition. Sciatica is.
No, what does it mean? Sciatica.
Well, it's the inflammation of the sciatic nerve.
Okay.
Or pain with.
So it's kind of like the tendonitis thing.
Exactly.
So your tendonitis.
Yeah, exactly. Although it's not, and I say inflammation because inflammation is usually present. Okay. Sciatica is usually just a pain caused by the irritation of the sciatic nerve.
Oh, okay.
And so then, like we've talked in the past with many things, there's different treatment options for sciatica. But number one, we have to find out what's causing that pain. So you just heard me list off 4 or 5 different things that can be a causative factor. And so, really diagnosing properly what's causing it. Now we can look at different treatment options. If it's a disc that's herniated, that will vary our treatment compared to if it's caused by that muscular component that we were talking about. And so I think that's really critical, is to, from a doctor's standpoint, is find out what's causing that pain, and then develop that treatment plan to suit that.
And then, like when a person is getting treated and they're trying to fix their sciatica, is that like for some people with back, I mean, it's just going to be an ongoing thing for their life. Is this a thing like that, or is it something that you can?
It can be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be.
Okay.
Again, depends on the cause. Now, if you have significant degenerative changes or arthritic changes in the back, those changes aren't going to go away.
Okay.
And so you can have recurrence or recurring episodes of that, irritation or sciatica. Now, if you have a tight muscle in the buttock region that's causing the sciatica, and we eliminate the tightness in the muscle, or that muscle spasm, or the trigger point in that muscle, so to speak, and remove the causative factor of that, then you're probably not going to get that sciatica back. Many times we'll find with patients that once they've had an episode of sciatica, they're probably going to get another one at some point in time.
Oh.
I mean, that might be, in a month, it might be in a year, it might be in 5 years. But most of the time, just like back pain, folks who've had back pain or back injuries in the past are a little bit more predisposed to having recurrences of that.
So is that where the term pain in the butt comes from, then?
Well, it's a great analogy and a great term for that.
Well, part of it's in that area, right?
Because it is a true pain in the butt, and for people out there listening who have had it, you know what I'm talking about,
right.
Because it really is. It can, like I said, it can be debilitating. Especially people really have flare-ups of sciatica when they're sitting in a car for too long and driving, because the leg is outstretched. It irritates that nerve. Many times the seats in cars are not that supportive. And that can flare it up. We've seen a bunch of cases now in the last probably 3 weeks when people are out doing more activities.
Okay.
Gardening and raking and getting. We encourage people obviously to get active and doing things, but by the same token, we want them to be healthy when they're doing it. But as people are getting more active, obviously they're stressing their body a little bit more as well, and so then these things tend to pop up.
So even. See, and we've been talking about that ever since it's been nice of getting out there and getting a little more active. And here's yet another symptom or condition that could arise.
And the key with, you're exactly right. And the key with, let's say, minimizing the effects of sciatica or pain in the back part of the leg or buttock area is to address it right away.
Oh, sure.
Take care of it right away, because if you just let it go and let it go and let it go, the inflammation just continues to get worse and worse and worse, and then it's really it takes a lot longer to get rid of.
Yeah. Besides, sitting on your derriere is at least it's comfortable, and then that would be an uncomfortable scenario.
Yeah, and many times patients will have trouble sleeping because they just can't find a comfortable spot to sleep, because the leg starts to ache at night. And so, it can be, once you start losing sleep, then it affects lots of parts of the body.
Well, then everything's going bad.
So it can be very debilitating.
And, because everybody will take an ibuprofen for whatever. But that seems like it's really kind of complicated. Would a ibuprofen, work in that situation, or maybe some...
Well, again, ibuprofen is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory that you can buy over the counter. It's the purpose of that is to decrease inflammation. And if the nerve is irritated, it will decrease the inflammation in many cases.
But it's not going to make the condition go away.
But it's, many times it covers up what's the causative factor of that inflammation. What's causing what's making that nerve get inflamed. So, and that's one of the foundations of chiropractic care, is we really like to get to the source of what the problem is, instead of just covering up a symptom. And there's nothing wrong with taking some, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with taking some things when you need that, to help you out with pain, and whether you need that to sleep or to decrease some inflammation. There's lots of natural products out there that are awesome for that too.
But you can't be going to the ibuprofen pill box every day.
Well, you can, but then it's gonna catch up with you, and your kidneys aren't gonna like you that much,
right,
over time. So those things have side effects, and so the key is to find out what's causing the problem, eliminate that root cause of the problem, and then do things to maintain that and not let that reoccur.
Sciatica stuff on the website?
Sciatica's, we got some great information on the website, www.sportandspinalrehab.com. If you go into, there's an area called conditions, and you can click on the link to sciatica, and you'll get lots of information.
Dr. Erickson, thanks for coming in today.
You bet. Great to be here.
Sport and Spinal Weekly continues. Get more online at chiropracticsportandspinalrehab.com.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting in the forest. 1 second, I'm having a smoke. Next thing I know, I'm face-to-face with Smokey Bear.
Wow.
And he told me it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
Did you know 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous and you're not. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Asgard Computers invites you to join with United Way of Bemidji and PCs for People to collect and refurbish used desktop and laptop computers for distribution to low-income families and individuals in the Bemidji area. The goal is to recycle up to 100 donated computers with help from you or your business. Bring used computers, monitors, keyboards, and mice to the donation site at Asgard Computers. For more info about PCs for People, a nonprofit headquartered in St. Paul, go to PCsForPeople.com.
For fast, convenient, quality computer service in the Bemidji area, call Asgard Computers at 751-1032 or find us on the web on Facebook or at AsgardComputers.com. For simple upgrades to complete system sales and services, we're ready to help you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays during the school year from 10 to 4. Call 751-1032. Asgard Computers, conveniently located next to BSU campus in the University Plaza just down from Blockbuster Video.
River City's weather. From the River Weather Eye Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Mandy Valuber. Partial sunshine for your Friday, west winds breezy 10 to 20, and our highs will be in the low 60s. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, slight chance for scattered showers late, light northeast winds and 43 for your low. Saturday, mainly cloudy skies, chance for scattered showers. We are at a high of 54. Right now, 54.
Hi, I'm Erica at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. I assist the doctors with patient care, exams, therapy, and x-rays. Call us to find out how we can help get you out of pain today.
We are back, Sport and Spinal Weekly. In the studio with us, Ken Cobb, Pine Country Insurance. And as we talked earlier, we are going to be discussing homeowners insurance. And there's, you have a reason for that. You can tell us that.
Yeah. I think the rates for homeowners insurance in Minnesota are going up. People have been seeing this the last 2 to 3 years. A lot of people are seeing increases in the double-digit range, meaning more than 10%. Some people are seeing, some companies are sending out notices they're going up 35% in one fell swoop. So we're seeing a lot of increases on homeowners insurance. Most companies are increasing rates, and as you mentioned, there are reasons for that.
Yeah, and it's not because these companies want to give everybody a raise or anything. There's kind of tell us how a storm or a tornado or a hailstorm can affect all of us in this state.
Yeah, well, and it has to do with the number of storms that we've had here recently. But basically, the last few years, Minnesota has been one of the worst states for storm losses.
Wow.
Believe it or not, we're in the upper Midwest. We're not near an ocean. We're not in what we consider the tornado alley, which would be Kansas, Oklahoma, places like that. But yet, it's been really bad in Minnesota lately as far as the number of storm losses. And unfortunately, insurance companies have not been profitable in homeowners insurance in Minnesota. And we're seeing significant changes in rates. We're seeing companies that won't insure things they might have insured before, or they're charging higher deductibles. And so the whole industry as far as homeowners insurance in Minnesota is just kind of unstable right now.
Well, and those things will always be around. But the industry's regulated by the state and the federal government,
right.
correct?
Yeah,
so they can't just go arbitrarily, just go raise the rates because they want to, right?
Yeah. Well, they have to file the rate increases with the state of Minnesota. But like I said, right now it's a matter of course, the company's got to stay profitable. They've got to stay in the black. They can't stay in the red, which is where they are right now. And of course, the flip side of that is you want an insurance company that's going to have the money there to pay your claims.
Well, that was my next statement and we probably want that because if we need the coverage or a situation happens to ourselves, we would want them to be able to take care of us as well, right?
That's right. So, there's going to be rate increases, but what I'm trying to do with my own clients or with people that are calling me and frustrated with the increase they're seeing on their own policy is talk about options, because there are things that can be done. Things such as looking at your deductible. If you have a low deductible, let's say you have a $500 or God forbid a $250 deductible,
wow.
You're probably paying way, way more than what you could be paying if you went a little bit higher on your deductible, and realize that your insurance is really there in case you have a major loss, not for the minor things that might happen. You probably can't afford to carry insurance to file claims every time something little happens.
Right. That I wasn't even aware of I guess in my world and for others, that part of a deductible, it just seems that the higher deductible is more commonplace now, or am I wrong?
It is, yeah. Most of my clients have $1,000 deductible. Some have gone to $1,500 or even $2,500 on their deductibles. And depending on the insurance company, there can be some significant savings available there. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing we want to look at the value that your home is insured for. I run reconstruction cost estimates for my clients and for when I'm doing quotes to make sure your home is properly insured. And then just the fact that I'm an independent agent, I represent different companies. Every company has different rate structures.
I suppose.
And, by shopping your homeowner's insurance with multiple companies, which I can do for you, we're going to have multiple options, and maybe we can find a way to save you some money there.
Now, some homes, like pre-manufactured or mobile homes, sometimes those require a different type of coverage, or some companies don't cover them. Is that true?
That's true. If it's a manufactured home, typically it's got to be insured on a different policy. Coverages can be a little different. Rates can be a little bit more per thousand. But I insure those. I have a couple different companies I can insure those with. Basically, whether it's a manufactured home or a stick-built home, we're going to have at least a couple options for you in most cases.
Oh, okay. Because, you'd think that you'd be able to get everything covered, and you learn certain situations. It doesn't apply to everything, and it's nice to have more than one option.
It is, and I think the thing is that what you want to do is you want to have a personal local agent that you can sit down with and discuss the increases, because the rates are going up. Almost everybody's seeing it. If you haven't seen it yet, you probably will be shortly, because all the insurance companies in Minnesota are basically in the same boat.
Oh, are they required to send out a letter to their clients and inform them of this, or we'll just expect to see an increased rate?
Well, in some cases I've sent out letters. Mostly, though, you just need to watch for your renewal. You should get a renewal 30 to 60 days, a notice of your renewal 30 to 60 days before the renewal date, which would be once a year. And, really, sometimes you just got to compare what the renewal premium shows with what you paid last year.
Okay. And I guess another advantage with Pine Country is the fact that you wouldn't have to go to several different agencies, because you have many that you work for and work under.
Right. I've got several different options for your homeowner's insurance. So, and my companies are going up just like everybody else's.
Sure.
But I think the thing is that, with my clients, I can say, okay, we'll look at other options for your renewal and see if we have a better deal. Now, the fact is that everybody's rates are going up, so it's a moving target as far as what's the competitive rate.
Sure.
But, having the access to the multiple companies, I want to maintain the relationship with my clients, even if I have to move you from one company to another in order to keep your rates as reasonable as possible.
And I suppose most of us are in the same boat. You know, the whole pocketbook, try and keep me as low as I can get it, or where I've been. So what you're saying is there may be some options that it won't have to go up too high if you haven't exhausted them already.
There may be, and in some cases it may be a situation where there's nothing we can do to avoid an increase. But at the same time, I think it's a good idea to sit down with your trusted local agent and discuss what your options are.
Well, and when you do that, then you understand it better.
That's correct.
And you can inform people how all that works. Also, the time of year that you guys do boat and ATV and all that.
Yeah, we got people buying boats. We're adding writing boat policies for people, people buying ATVs, especially the boats right now. This is the time of year where people do buy boats, and maybe you have a boat, maybe you haven't insured, or maybe you have a boat that you've been using for years and you've never insured. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of value, but one thing you need to think about is liability coverage.
Okay.
And the fact that if there's a serious accident out there on the water and you don't have any liability coverage on your boat, you could have a financially catastrophic loss if somebody sues you or maybe somebody's seriously injured.
And some of these boats today are $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 rigs.
That's right, and I offer some really good coverage options, such as agreed value coverage, where your value isn't going to the amount you'd get in the total loss of your boat is not going to depreciate as the boat gets older.
Oh wow!
So some really good options for boats that not all companies offer.
Okay, so from the house to your car, boat, ATV, pretty much everything, right?
Yep, all your personal insurance needs, auto, home, the boats, the ATVs, motorcycles. A lot of people right now are buying motorcycles to save on gas.
Sure.
And that can be very, a motorcycle policy, depending on what kind of coverage you're wanting to carry, can be very inexpensive compared to what you'd pay to insure an automobile.
Plus the 70 miles a gallon they get.
Exactly.
Ken, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Questions for the doctors? Email your question to ssweekly@paulbunyan.net. This is Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Have you had the misfortune of experiencing an injury recently? Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab of Bemidji is equipped with a comprehensive treatment and rehab program for auto, work, and sports-related injuries.
Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab also offers a complete wellness program for all your health needs. They're committed to helping you achieve and maintain your good health. Call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab at 444-2117 and visit them online at www.sportandspinalrehab.com. That website again is www.sportandspinalrehab.com.
Sport and Spinal Rehab treats the whole family in a comfortable, friendly atmosphere. Sport and Spinal accepts most insurance, so give us a call. Again, that's 444-2117. Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Renew your whole body, your whole family, your whole life.
Hello, this is Ken Cobb.
And this is Jim Philippi, and we're from Pine Country Insurance in Bemidji.
You know, Jim, in these tough economic times, clients want to save money on their home and auto insurance.
That's right, Ken. And it's also important to help them get the coverage they need. Because when a loss occurs, how good your coverage is will be what matters. You know, Ken, having a good insurance is about more than just getting a good price.
I suppose you're right, Jim. So give us a call at 444-9360 so that we can help you customize coverage that fits your needs, desires, and budget.
Pine Country Insurance Agency, your trusted choice in Bemidji.
Online at pinecountryinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Rita of Live in Touch Massage. With spring in the air and yard work to be done, you may end up with a few aches and pains. This would be a good time to experience the benefits of massage and body work.
You can check us out on the web at www.livingtouchmassage.com. To schedule an appointment, call 368-2963. Come. Experience the difference.
Living Touch Massage is located just off 5th Street on Meg 7 Court in Bemidji.
This is Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting in the forest. 1 second, I'm having a smoke. Next thing I know, I'm face to face with Smokey Bear.
Wow.
And he told me it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
Did you know 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous and you're not. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Have you ever been told you just have to live with the pain? Far too many people today are living needlessly with pain and taking drugs to hide their pain. Every day, many people just like you are learning chiropractic care can be an effective alternative to drugs and surgery while restoring pain-free living.
For quality chiropractic care, call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab of Bemidji at 444-2117. Whether caused by an auto accident, work injury, or other circumstance, receive expert treatment from Sport and Spinal Rehab. Sport and Spinal Rehab will accept most insurance, so give them a call. That number again is 444-2117, or find them on the web at www.sportandspinalrehab.com.
Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Renew your whole body, your whole family, your whole life.
For more information, visit Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab online at www.sportandspinalrehab.com. You're listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Well, that's going to do it for this week. Sport and Spinal Weekly, brought to us by Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Dr. Erickson joined us here again today, and it's a 3-day weekend. Memorial Weekend, the kickoff to summer.
It's a gateway to summer.
And I know we get kind of excited about that. But as we've talked the last few weeks about getting outside, and then here again today, we heard another condition, sciatica, that you got to be aware of, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, we want to encourage people to get out and do things. Just be aware, be in tune to your body a bit. And if your body's telling you that hey, maybe I shouldn't do that, or maybe I need to get something checked, then do that.
Would it be silly for us to stretch out a little bit before we could do
Well,
yard
that was
work?
going to be my tip of the week.
Oh, okay.
There it was. No, but really, you wouldn't just jump into, if you go to a pro sports game,
right?
Or we all are big college athletics fans here in Bemidji, and you wouldn't just jump on the basketball court and start playing, or you wouldn't get on the rink and start skating. You do a proper warm up, and so many people just roll out of bed, have a cup of coffee or two, and then boom, go start raking the yard, and the circulation isn't going, and that's when injuries happen. Another one is a great one is going fishing too.
Okay.
Not that you need to warm up to go fishing, but if you're going to go out on the boat, and sit for a few hours, get the circulation flowing, get stretched out, get warmed up a little bit before you go start, getting in the boat and tugging on the motor and, unhooking the boat and all those things.
Well, whenever we're out on the boat, I guarantee, and I've thrown my back out because you end up going in a weird position trying to pull something to you. And, that's where So, be careful out of them. And it's not like we're saying go out and do calisthenics before the NFL football game, but to stretch out, right?
Stretch out, do maybe a little walk, maybe a 3 to 5 minute walk, maybe, if you're into jogging, do a little jog, and just, get the circulation going in the body.
Feel good. Take advantage of your 3-day weekend. Thanks for coming in, Dr. Erickson.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Nicole from Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Stop by the front desk at our office and I can help you schedule your appointment, or you can just give me a call at 218-444-2117.
Hello, this is Ken Cobb.
And this is Jim Philippi, and we're from Pine Country Insurance in Bemidji.
Jim, in these tough economic times, clients want to save money on their home and auto insurance.
That's right, Ken. And it's also important to help them get the coverage they need. Because when a loss occurs, how good your coverage is will be what matters. Ken, having a good insurance is about more than just getting a good price.
I suppose you're right, Jim. So give us a call at 444-9360 so that we can help you customize coverage that fits your needs, desires, and budget.
Pine Country Insurance Agency, your trusted choice in Bemidji.
Online at pinecountryinsurance.com.
Preventing work injuries in the workplace is especially important in this economy when employers need to reduce costs related to work injuries. Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji offers complimentary back safety talks to local businesses with options of complete training and certification, which could potentially reduce workers' compensation claims and insurance costs for employers. If you or your workplace is interested in back safety, please call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji to schedule your back safety talk today.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Rita of Live in Touch Massage. With spring in the air and yard work to be done, you may end up with a few aches and pains. This would be a good time to experience the benefits of massage and body work.
You can check us out on the web at www.livingtouchmassage.com. To schedule an appointment, call 368-2963. Come, Experience the difference.
Living Touch Massage is located just off 5th Street on Meg 7 Court in Bemidji.
Thanks for listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly, brought to you by Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. For more information, call 218-444-2117. Email ssweekly@paulbunyan.net or visit Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab, north of Beltrami Electric in the Technology Park.